Well, it's snowing again. Well, as y'all just saw, that was a weeping wild cherry tree that we just took down on a family member's property. And this is one of the logs that came off of it, about 5-inch diameter. And what we're going to do in this little video series, this is going to be the first video and a few videos here we're going to make on this process. We're going to take a small log like this, it's about 5 inches diameter. We're going to turn it into a bowl. This is one made out of maple. I done this sometime last year. Gives you an idea of what we're after, what I'm trying to achieve here by doing this bowl carving. This is some good, really good green woodworking here that we're going to do. And if you've never done it before, you can follow these videos and learn something from it and try doing it yourself. You don't need a whole lot of tools to pull this off. So the first thing we're going to do is split this log in two. And what we're going to do that with is our Froe and our Froe Club. Let's get to work. There we go. Split in two halves. Not so much equal, but split in two halves. That's the first thing you need to do so you can get in there and remove that pith. Alright, we got our log split in half, and not equal halves. It didn't split directly straight there, but it's better than nothing. This smaller half here, we'll probably end up making a good little spoon blank out of it. Really deep enough for the bowls that I make. This one right here is going to be ideal. Now, what we're going to do here in this next two processes, I'm going to take a draw knife or my axe, I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, and remove all this bark on the outside. And then we're going to remove the pith, which is the center, because the pith is no good. You got to get that out of here. If not, your bowl's going to split or warp or crack. Crack and splitting is probably the same thing. But it's bad. You want to get that out of there. So we're going to remove the, like I said, remove the pith here with the axe and get rid of this bark, and then we'll move on to that step after that, which is the layout design of the bowl. This is a pretty large draw knife that we're using here. This is a log peeling draw knife, and it's made by John Neiman for you guys that are familiar with their products. It's a very good draw knife, and does a great job here. If you ever start doing any of this green woodworking here, it's pretty fun stuff, because the wood is so green, and just when you hear the term green woodworking, it means the wood's full of moisture. It's not air dried or kiln dried. It's fresh wood, fresh timber, and it's so much easier to work with when it's green than when it's dried. When you got a really sharp tool like this, it's really fun to do. Well, I got most of the pith taken off. There's a little bit left, but I'll worry about that when the bowl is later on in the process here when we're shaping it more. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and lay out the bowl. You can carve this from either side. You can either go from the inside of it in, or go from the outside. I like doing this way and coming in and having the bowl as this being the top. The grain really comes up better that way, I think. But there's no real methodical way that I lay these out. Pretty much just use my hand and a Sharpie. I'll mark both the ends where I'll come out with it. Well, this is going to change several times in this process here as far as the marking goes. It's just something to really go by. Sharpie's not the best thing to use. I got a lumber crayon I use for this, but I can't find it, so that's what we're using. Alright, we got the hold fast, holding it down, and we're going to use our adze here. This is a bowl adze for hollowing bowls. we've pretty much established the shape of our bowl here. And once I work this down a little bit more, I want about 3/8 of an inch on the thickness of the bottom of the bowl. We will come back here on the back of it and hew away the little bit of pith that's left and start working on these two small handles. And the shape I'm after on these things is just really something unique and odd. I don't really have anything in mind when I make them. I just like to see where they go and keep whittling away until I come up with something I like. Now if I wasn't filming this, it would have been a whole lot faster in getting down to where we're at right here, but with just a few basic hand tools you can get down to this point in less than 30 minutes. And say a lot of guys can do it a lot faster than that. But, Greenwoodworking right here. We'll put the next video up here in a day or so, and I can get back out here and finish this bowl. See where it goes.